After reviewing The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3, I believed it was one of the greatest video games of all time, easily a favourite because of its flawless gameplay, art direction, and a story with characters that simply did not fuck around. Shortly after release, a DLC was in the works. Naughty Dog took feedback based on what players were interested in, but didn't make the original cut, like Ellie before she met Joel, for example. Firstly, before you watch this mini review on the Left Behind DLC, there will be some spoilers of the main story, so you have been warned.
Swear to me.
I swear.
After Joel got seriously injured, Ellie was able to keep him alive and survive on her own, just like the full game. Only it cuts to the two at an abandoned mall, and Ellie tries to find a first aid kit somewhere inside while avoiding the infected and hostile humans. At some point in the main story, Ellie explains her friendship with a girl named Riley.
Back when I was bitten, I wasn't alone. My best friend was there.
And that's exactly what we witnessed in Left Behind. Ellie is currently at a military base learning to survive in the infected world. While asleep, Riley returns after a month and a half.
Riley?
Ow. I landed on my hip.
What the hell?
Then she and Ellie sneak into a different mall to simply have fun. They do all sorts of crazy stuff like smashing windows on a car, reenacting Mortal Kombat, and water gun fights. They also experience things completely foreign to them like Facebook and Halloween.
People bought this stuff? I don't get it.
Speaking of Facebook, Ellie and Riley are in a photo booth together, and when they're done, you have a chance to share these memories on Facebook, even though they're technically not yours.
What's a Facebook?
Maybe it prints our faces in a book?
Basically telling your friends, yeah, I recently played The Last of Us Left Behind. I wouldn't bother. The gameplay is exactly the same, obviously. Because you're Ellie the whole time, it makes you feel less empowered, but you get infinite use of a blade, which is handy. Ellie only has a few weapons and can collect smaller items for first aid kits and needle bombs, to name a few. The difficulty expands from start to finish, with the final part throwing everything at you. But what is easier is being able to lure the infected at the hostile humans, which is something I've always wanted to do in the original game for all the frustration they threw at me.
Any more of these fuckers? No? Alright.
Left Behind is a story-driven DLC that expands on the plot even further, which is why I recommend playing the full game first. Although it isn't as good as a DLC compared to The Last of Us as a full game, it's one of the rare DLCs done right. There isn't much in terms of new content like different enemies or weapons. The only thing new is the introduction of Riley, who fits in perfectly.
Why, thank you, kind pigeon.
It doesn't cost all that much on the PlayStation Store, and it didn't get released the same time as the full game. Ahem, Mass Effect 3 from Ashes, what were you thinking, EA? But is it worth spending money on? Well, if you have The Last of Us on the PlayStation 4, it's already bundled, which is a huge bonus. If you have it on the PlayStation 3, then go to the PS Store and download away. It's worth it.